And Cherry Point, Baron 683 Delta Delta. We've got the field in sight. We'll go ahead and cancel IFR.
States will maintain VFR. Frequency changes approved. Here we go.
3 Delta Delta. So to do squawk VFR, just hit transponder, VFR, boom.
Nice.
And then I can flip the radio. I think we're about 10 miles, I don't know. 2.5 to there, and I don't know how far Jiden is. They're all very unstandard.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're about 10 miles, I think. Beaufort traffic, Baron 683 Delta Delta on about a 10-mile final, runway 3, Beaufort.
I haven't heard that voice in a while. Hey, Pete.
Hello.
We're lying. So then they...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're trickling a little bit, so maybe pull it back to closer to 17, 16 and a half. So now it's slowed down enough. So somewhere in there is good. Really, if you get the power set, you really shouldn't have to touch the power. But we're going to go downhill.
Right.
We might gain. You might have to pull back a little bit for the downhill part. At Jiden, we can go down to 1,000. So at Jiden, I'd hit vertical speed and I hit down 5 times to do 500 foot a minute. Right. I don't know if this one has a glide path. This is an LNAV, so it might not have glide path. Yeah, you might have to do it on your own.
Worries.
I don't remember, man. Oh, no, it gave it to us. Yeah. You could have left it alone, right?
Yeah. I was doing it based off of that, so I'm gonna a little bit.
Yeah, go up a little bit so it doesn't get fast, right?
Right.
And then when it grabs it, if our speed is good, always at glide path go gear down, 1 notch of flaps. They come together, and lights come on at the same time. Since your hand is right there, I go gear down, lights on, 1 notch of flaps. I do that same flow in the Bonanzas. Same thing. Gear down, that. And then if we're doing, say we're doing 150 or 140 something, you get gear down, flaps, it will slow to 122 at that same power setting. Eventually, even though we're going downhill, it'll gradually get to 122. Hopefully before you get to the final approach fix, you're 122, you get full flaps, that'll slow it the other 10 knots or 15 knots without touching the power. Right? So it stays pretty stable. So you can pull it back like 15 now.
Okay.
Just to get us to our speed.
Yeah.
Just watch it. Yeah, there you go. Just so the horn's not going off. And that's in the throttle. It's not really a setting, right? It's in the throttle quadrant.
Okay.
So that can vary depending on the day and the temperature.
Yeah.
Where it actually goes off because it's actually in the throttle.
Okay.
There has been times like they were coming down and it just ain't getting there. It's not getting there. We're going to grab the glide path. You just have to listen to the horn. Pull it back to like 12, you know? It's okay. I don't mind the horn.
All right.
When it gets to 152, well, you can just leave it there for a minute. Or I can go up a little, right? Go ahead. Let's go ahead and get gear, lights.
Hey, you're coming down.
Get the lights right hands there. Usually by the time you get done with that, we get 3 green, no red, 1 notch of flap. So you kind of pull it out the middle. There you go. It's in transit, and then it'll be light up when it's approached. Boom. We're about to grab the glide path. Watch when it.
If I just take it off autopilot?
Yeah, well, just leave it for a second, just to show you.
Okay, yeah.
You shallowed it down, so it's taking longer to grab it because you started it down. It'll turn green when it gets all the way centered. See how our speed is good for full flaps? Nope. Now we can get full flaps. Yeah, and you kick the autopilot off if you want.
All right, you go ahead and go full flaps?
Yep. And then just kick the autopilot off either by bumping the trim or the red button. The red button gets rid of your yaw damp too.
Okay.
And then lower the nose just a little so that we follow it down. It's flashing out, it's captured. And then if you turn off the prop sync, I'm going to turn it off. Prop sync is right there. I'll turn that off. At about 15. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Our speed is perfect. So you just kind of keep at that same angle, right? Beaufort traffic, 3 Delta Delta, final runway 3. Weird text too. What is that? Oh, UPS something packet. Oh.
Sometimes it'll be spam. Like a.
I turned off the heater, so I already did that just in preparation to not have to worry about it. It gives it time to cool off and blow the residual hot air out.
Yeah.
So our speed is good. We're above blue line. That's all I care about.
Yep.
I'll set your missed approach altitude. It's not yellow anymore.
500.
And we're slightly low, but that's okay because we're visual.
Right.
But they got the display special because they don't want you skimming the sailboats.
Yeah.
But it looks so short.
Minimums.
That's why so many people get on the brakes. But it's a lot longer than it looks. When we touch down, you'll see.
And those 1,000 footers are right there, next to each other.
And I don't mind dipping low as we get closer. You know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'll dip down. It doesn't hurt anything. The Bassie's saying low. I don't believe it. Right. So looking at that, we're on it, and that would put you down at the 1,000 footers, right?
Yeah.
Start easing your power back just a little, and then as you ease it all the way off, either trim up or you're going to have to hold. Either way.
Okay.
It gets heavy as you pull the power off. Right. The nose does. But just let the same angle. So our speed is good. Over the fence, you can go power idle. Just don't raise the nose too soon. Right. Keep coming down. And then kind of right in there, start holding me off. Very good. And then I get flaps up, cow flaps open. We still got time to coast. And now you can start easing on the brakes. We still got a little ways to go, right?
Yeah.
Before we turn off.
I see what you're saying, though, about earlier talking about how, it
looks like we're running out of runway.
But it's not.
Until you're on the pavement and you're like, oh, it's still a long ways down.
Exactly, yep.
It's very misleading. And then we're going to turn off on this Bravo.
All right.
And then as we get slow, a Bonanza thing, Baron thing real quick, always bump it up to 1,000. Because if it was at a dead idle for landing, they will cut off on you.
Oh.
The fuel injector, they get so hot over the engine that at a low idle,
Oh, wow.
it might not run at a dead idle.
Okay.
Until it's been running at 1,000 for a minute or two, and then I could pull it back in and run fine.
Okay.
And then we'll turn right here. I'll turn off your lights.
Thank you.
Yep, and you had it trimmed nice. I'm usually 9 degrees up
Okay.
normally on a normal landing. Unless I'm real heavy in the back, and then it might not be as much. Right, I'm helping you. All right, stay cool. Put it in.
3,000 service approach runway 5 right, possibly thermal number air 2 mile final.
Okay, cleared visual 5 right, 3,000.
All right.
So we can crank in 3. So crank in 3 to keep our descent going.
Okay.
First terminate spot VFR.
Crank the knob down.
Oh, 3,000. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Other way. There you go.
Cap 3285.
Then do vertical speed down.
Yep. Still doing it?
Cap 3285, direct.
Oh yeah, it's already in it. Yeah. So yeah, it didn't. Well, yeah, I thought it captured.
500, 674 Delta. I'll be on that.
Well, I'm just gonna kind of guess. It won't turn real early because we're still a little fast, right?
Okay, yeah.
You could probably turn to like 330, 340
Yeah.
on the heading. Let's wait turbulence, right? We don't need to go fast and get close to the guy.
Yeah.
You can turn, say another 20 degrees, like 340.
3 Delta Delta contact tower 119.1. Good day.
Star 19-1, 3 Delta, good day. You gradually just keep coming around. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just kind of eyeball it, because we are below the glide slope.
Yep. A little bit fast.
But when we level at 3, it'll slow the rest of the way, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, now you can start coming around to help it, like maybe a 30 degree, like 030. If you hit 030 and then hit approach,
Piedmont 5879, turn left.
we'll grab the glide, it'll grab the localize. So hit approach on the autopilot.
All right.
Set arm the localize. Well, actually, it's already captured because we're close enough to it. It's capturing. Glide slope. It may or may not if we're high, right? If we're above it. Yeah, you can kick off the autopilot. It just hit the tree. There you go. Greensboro Tower, Baron 683 Delta Delta, visual 5 right.
Baron 683 Delta Delta, tower 185, right, clear land, contact turbulence D145, just touched down.
Okay, clear land 5 right, 3 Delta. You can pull it back to the horn so we can get the speed. just don't lower the nose too much, right? Just for a second till we get slow enough. I'm gonna go mixture full rich.
Go more.
Yeah, pull it back a little more, and don't lower the nose too much, right? Because it won't ever get slow.
Yeah.
Once we get here in flat speed, pull the nose up just a smidgen more. Right there at count 152, I'm gonna get boom here. Now you can lower the nose. The normal. Right.
Alright.
If we get slow enough, if you leave your power back, we'll get slow enough. I'm gonna turn off the flight director. I'm gonna go back up to 3. Just don't lower the nose too much because we gotta get 122. Once we get down the glide path, then you can start coming in with some power.
Alright.
I've got 2 more knots. There comes speed checks. I get full flaps. And you just hold what you got. Just be patient, and eventually we'll catch up to a path, you know? And then on a short final, as you'll get rid of the yaw down, but on short final.
Right.
And then when we get down on glide path, back down to normal, you'll scotch it up to like 15, 16.
Okay.
And then you'll have to trim up, you know, down to get slow. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm going to turn the heater off now.
Sounds good.
All right, looking good. 3 green, no red. Lights are on. Mixer's rich. Flaps are full. We're standing by for full flaps. We're back on it now. So you scotch right. Perfect, right?
Yep.
And then as we get slow,
100.
you can trim it if it needs it. Probably going to need a little nose up.
Go yaw damp off now.
All right. And then I'm going to get the prop sync on. The main thing, just like any airplane, keep the nose at the right attitude. If it pops up a little bit, push it back in. Pops down, push it back in. Right. If you keep it nice and stable, the speed will stay where it should be. You know,
Whiskey November, Greensboro Tower.
Yeah.
you get the nose just a little low, we get fast in a hurry, right? Or if it gets high, you get slow in a hurry, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Without having to touch the power too much, right?
November 7, back turn right.
And as you pull the power back, you'll be pulling back so the nose doesn't drop, because the air off the props kind of helps, you know what I mean?
Okay,
It
yeah.
makes the nose heavy without it. Boys right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, very good. Start easing on your brakes. We're going to go past. We'll get Kilo 2. We'll get the next one, right? Plus, there's an RV in the way.
Baron 3
yeah.
Delta, turn left at Kilo 2, contact ground, you have a good day.
Kilo 2 over to ground, 3 Delta, good day. Like I said, just towards the end, when it gets real slow, is when you definitely want to bump up the power. But we're good at 1,000.
All right, cool, cool.
And then you can kind of trickle over if you want, just to hurry up and get out of the RV's way.